Tonight on Sports Desk, we go inside one of the largest charity movements in college athletics, Play for K.
Then from the court to the blocks, Canes women's track and field sprints their way to some new hardware.
And you'll want to stay seated for this week's Play of the Day. Dwayne Wade adds another epic moment to his final chapter. All that and more. Sports Desk starts right now.
I'm Ed Reed, and you're watching Sports Desk.
Hi, I'm Jim Kelly, former guy. You're watching Sports Desk.
What's up? I'm DJ Williams, and y'all watching Sports Desk.
Welcome to Sports Desk. I'm Simon Lehrer.
And I'm Grace Smith. Simon, another exciting week for Canes athletics, especially for the women's basketball team.
That's right, Grace. Two big wins this week, including one over rival Florida State. But that wasn't the only big-time moment for the program this week, was it?
Yep, the Canes' longtime head coach, Katie Meyer, has been nominated for huge recognition. Meyer has been added to the Naismith Women's Coach of the Year list. The Hurricanes head coach now joins a group of 15 nominees, including 2 of her former assistant coaches. She is no stranger to awards after winning AP Coach of the Year in 2011. Well, Simon, clearly a huge accomplishment for Coach Meyer.
That's for sure. The Canes are really thriving under her leadership this year, and they look to continue that strong season on Thursday night. Canes fresh off a big win over FSU earlier in the week and looking for the same result against Georgia Tech. Let's take it to the Watsco Center. Miami coming into this one ranked 15th in the nation, and let's get it started. Beatrice Premier gets the Canes going, driving to the hole, and can't finish at home, but it's a Mesa Hoff who does. Premier now just minutes later redeems herself from right outside the paint, and she was on it all night. She led the Canes with 22 points. Now it's Kelsey Marshall who gets a great look from the corner 3 at the baseline, nails it, and now we go to the second half. Canes looking to put the game out of reach, and it's Laura Cornelius, the guard, finding Micaiah Gray on a clever pass. Gray was draining threes all night, and she would finish with 18 points on 7 of 9 shooting. Cornelius again with the vision, finds Premier this time for an easy finish. And now we take it to 5 minutes to play. Micaiah Gray was pulling up all night from 3, but this time she takes it to the hole. This one puts Miami up double digits, and it really was the Micaiah Gray and Beatrice Premier show on Thursday night. Canes hold on for a 69-56 home win as they continue to climb up the ranks.
The regular season is wrapping up for Hurricanes basketball, meaning the ACC tournament is just around the corner. The men's squad will rock their new parlay jerseys against number 3 Duke in Cameron, and the women's team is prepared to take on number 10 ranked NC State on the road. Our Hangtime crew tells us how the teams are setting themselves up for the postseason in this edition of Hurricane Hangtime.
Welcome back to Hurricane Hangtime. I'm your host Cameron Dobbs here with Eli Griswold and Tommy Sullivan. After losing to Virginia Tech last week, the Canes women's basketball team came back with 2 big wins this week, one against rival FSU and the other one last night on senior night. Eli, what has been key to the Canes' success?
Obviously a great week again for the Hurricanes, picking up 2 wins. They beat Florida State on Sunday night, picking up after that loss they suffered in Tallahassee to the Seminoles. Great performances all across the board. Micaiah Gray with 19 points, Beatrice Premier with another double-double. Just great performances from them. And as well, they held Florida State to just 33% shooting, so they locked down on defense. They played a lot better than they did in Tallahassee. And then last night against Georgia Tech on senior night, Mesa Hoff in her last game, in her last regular season home game, I should say, she struggled to really get involved, only 6 points. She didn't shoot that well from the field, but again, a great performance from Micaiah Gray with 18, and Beatrice Premier, her 22nd double-double. She scored 22 points, grabbed 16 rebounds, just an outstanding performance from her.
And this weekend, they face a top-ranked NC State team. What do they need to do to get yet another huge ACC win? And NC State, ranked number 10, they've had a great season as well, but a devastating result last night against Louisville. Lost 92-62. Really strong performance from Louisville star guard Asia Durr. Dropped 47 points, just a monster game. NC State's really going to have to lock down on defense if they want to compete with Miami. Miami needs strong performances from Micaiah Gray again, from Laura Cornelius in the guard spot, as well as Beatrice Premier and Mesa Hoff, really picking up the slack for this Hurricanes offense as well. And on the other hand, the Canes men's basketball team lost a heartbreaker to Wake Forest this week, losing 75-76. Tommy, what held the Canes back?
To be honest, it was a good overall game from the Canes, but the main problem was they just could not finish the game. They went 0 for 10 on their last 10 shots of the game, weren't able to hit a field goal for their final 10 minutes and 39 seconds of the game, and that's what held them back. When you look at the stat line, Chris Lykes had 26 points in the game, which was awesome. Anthony Lawrence II had a double-double, 4 Canes in double figures for the day. So overall, really what happened, Brandon Childress for Wake Forest, able to get 8 points in the final 40 seconds of the game, just took Wake Forest over the top.
And they face a third-ranked Duke this weekend. If Zion Williamson stays out of the game, do the Canes have a chance to pull off this upset?
Well, obviously they're going to have somewhat of a chance, but to be honest, it's going to be a small chance. Duke's lineup also features, beyond Zion, 2 other potential top 5 picks. It's going to be a rough matchup for the Canes up at Duke.
Well, that's all the time we have for Hurricane Hang Time. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, guys. In February, several Canes joined other college teams to play for a bigger cause. UMTV reporter Justin Heyer tells us about the special movement that has spread its message to courts around the country.
For the home crowd at the Watsco Center on Sunday, the Hurricanes' comeback victory over rival FSU was a big deal. But before the game even started, it already meant a lot to one group of fans, the Sylvester Comprehensive Cancer Center Choir, a group of cancer survivors who were invited to sing the national anthem.
It's an honor because we represent not just a choir, it's just like a team to support each other, and it's an honor for me, yes.
The Hurricanes were celebrating the K-Yow Cancer Fund as part of the team's Play for K Pink Game to help raise awareness for breast cancer screenings and research. Local cancer survivors were honored in an on-court celebration as one step in the University of Miami's ongoing fight against the disease.
So I think it's really important to bring awareness to breast cancer. 1 in 8 women are going to be diagnosed with breast cancer, and most people know someone who's had the disease or is fighting the disease.
For the team itself, Sunday's game provided a platform to send a positive message to those who need it.
If there's somebody out there who's going through a hard time and came to that game today, and we could inspire them to just, stay resilient, and I think that's something that every cancer survivor needs to know. Just keep moving on, because eventually there's a blessing ahead.
Reporting for UMTV, I'm Justin Heyer.
Coming up, we dive into the ACC championships and see how the Hurricanes fared in the pool. Here's a hint, they didn't come home empty-handed. We'll tell you all about what it's like to jump off the board. You won't want to miss it.
There. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Can I tell you another one? So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. What is a boxer's favorite drink? Fruit punch.
The women's track and field team dominated the ACC Indoor Championship with their 3rd title in 4 years.
I knew this morning when we got up that it was going to be a battle, and it was. It went down to the wire. I told our sprint group this morning during our shakeout that basically the sprinters and the throwers had to carry the team today, and they did a tremendous job.
Coming in at 13th nationally, they're hoping for a running start at the NCAA Championship next weekend. Michelle Atherley ran her way to the top of the podium in the pentathlon, coming away with gold. Miami clinched its victory with a record-breaking finish in the 4x400-meter relay, setting a new championship record. The time ranks 4th in program history.
Miami had a huge showing at the ACC Swim and Dive Championships last weekend, and one of our reporters, Eli Griswold, had the chance to catch up with one of the squad's most experienced divers.
The University of Miami's diving team is one of the most successful programs that the university has to offer. The Canes roster is stacked with talent. Three-time ACC gold medalist Alicia Blagg joins 2018 NCAA All-American Zach Cooper to form a dominant team. Redshirt senior Briadam Herrera has been diving since he was a kid and now finds himself on the ACC's biggest stage.
I saw diving on TV and I told my parents I wanted to try it, so that's how I got into it.
Despite his diving prowess and desire for championships, Herrera is still human and he still gets nervous sometimes.
Definitely all the time, like when I have to do like a new dive or anything, like there's always a rush of adrenaline going through your body. Like I like that rush, it just like feels good.
Still, though Herrera always wants his team to succeed, he never forgets the most important thing, having fun.
Being with this team is so fun. Every time we practice, it's like you enjoy your time doing it. It's just the environment they bring to the team, like the energy, good vibes. We just put the negative aspect aside, just like try to enjoy as much as possible, and yeah, just good vibrations all the time.
With the season coming to a close, Herrera will look to finish his career on a high note. For UMTV, I'm Eli Griswold.
Swinging over to the Diamond, Hurricanes baseball is coming off their first series loss under new head coach Gino DiMare. After barely beating FIU, the Canes look to change their luck at home against UMBC. Our crew breaks down the squad struggles and expectations in this week's Inside Pitch. Guys?
Welcome to Inside Pitch. I'm your host, Charlotte Payne, joined again with analyst Max Trink. Canes baseball just returned from a weekend in Gainesville, losing 2, but winning 1. Definitely not the sweep that Canes fans wanted to see. How do you think they went wrong?
Well, pretty much what ended up happening was it was a strong start for the Hurricanes. Evan McKendry ended up coming down for the Hurricanes, being absolutely what they needed, a tone setter for Miami. Pretty much 7 innings pitched, as absolutely doing what he needed to do against the number 4 team in the entire country. Then you had that offense matching up to his tone, going out with Michael Amditas hitting a home run, and pretty much Miami was all set for that game. And then Chris McMahon followed what happened the day before, 6 2/3 innings pitched, and then it seemed like the Hurricanes had this win in the bag, but JP Gates just couldn't execute, and it seemed like Miami lost their momentum from there, and that went into Sunday. The offense wasn't going, and pretty much that's what ended up happening against the Gators, and that can't happen again. But what ended up happening was pretty much that it was a freshman mistake. Gino DiMare is still learning a lot when it comes to his bullpen and his whole entire squad. And a tough series against the number 4 team in the entire country as your second full series is pretty rough for the Hurricanes, but they're going to be able to bounce back going into this weekend.
Right, and on Wednesday night, the Canes defeated FIU 10-8. The crosstown foe came back from a 10-2 lead, almost had it in the end. But how do you think the Canes held it down?
Well, first of all, it's absolutely blasphemous that that could happen. A 10-2 lead going and becoming a 10-8 lead because you pulled the majority of your starters from the lineup, that is absolutely inexcusable, Gino DiMare. One of the biggest things that the Hurricanes need to do is just make sure that any lead that they have, keep on building it, rather than putting in weaker guys that aren't able to execute as well for the Hurricanes and giving up the lead. When the tying run comes to the plate, when you had a 10-2 lead, that's inexcusable, 100%. So the Hurricanes cannot have that happen again, because every midweek game that they win brings them closer to Omaha.
And UMBC is here in Coral Gables tonight to take on the Canes. How do you think they're going to get it done this weekend?
Well, pretty much what they need to do is Terrell needs to continue to hit for the Hurricanes. He has more home runs this year than he did extra base hits last year. That's absolutely insane. The hitting needs to match up with the starting pitching, but I'm going to say the Hurricanes are going to be able to execute that, and they're going to take the sweep, break out the brooms this weekend. 3-0 series victory for Miami over the Retrievers.
Right, and all eyes are going to be on Mark Light this weekend to see how it all goes down. But that is all the time we have for Inside Pitch. Back to you guys.
Up next, we learn more about a fresh face on the men's tennis team. He's serving his way to the top and shows no signs of slowing down. But don't go anywhere, because it's time for some trivia. The Miami men's basketball team takes on number 3 Duke this Saturday at Cameron Indoor Stadium, and the Hurricanes have had some exciting run-ins with the Blue Devils. But when was the last time Miami beat Duke while they were ranked? Was it A, 2017, B, 2015, C, 2013, or D, 2011? We'll tell you the answer when we come back.
So Harper signs with the Phillies. What do you guys think?
We're going to be 30 by the time his contract is up.
Should have stayed in D.C. Would have been a legend.
Or go to San Francisco. They were going to offer him more money in the end.
True.
Hi. May I please have an application? Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back. If you guessed A, you are correct. Miami took down number 10 ranked Duke at the Watsco Center in 2017 by a final score of 55-50. Bruce Brown led all scorers with 25 points, and Davon Reed snagged 10 boards as Miami shut down Jason Tatum and the rest of the Blue Devils. After a heartbreaking loss to Duke, the Hurricane women's tennis team fell from number 15 to number 19 in the Oracle ITA rankings. Today, they defeated the Pittsburgh Panthers 5-2, and this weekend they stay on the road as the Canes head over to Blacksburg to play the Virginia Tech Hokies.
Over on the men's side, the tennis team now has the first freshman in over a decade to be honored as an ACC Player of the Week. Francisco Bastia is only the second freshman in program history to earn the honor. He has helped the Canes start off the season 2-0 and is currently undefeated in ACC play for both singles and doubles. But Bastia isn't the only Hurricane making highlights. Bojan Jankulovski is crushing it on the court and for the Canes. And UMTV reporter Skylar Sands gives us a closer look at the Macedonian star on and off the court.
Tennis is a game of passion, and one athlete at the University of Miami has used this passion to motivate his tennis future. Meet Bojan Jankulovski, the sophomore who has been tearing things up his first 2 seasons at UM in both ACC and NCAA play.
I came for official visit here for 2 days. A year before I came here, and I really loved it. I was impressed with everything here. I really didn't want to go back after those 2 days.
Coming to UM from Skopje, Macedonia, Bojan has had many changes to make in adjusting to the United States. 2 of Bojan's biggest mentors have been his coaches, who have helped him along his journey here at UM.
The coaches, I really want to say a big thank you to them because they helped me with everything that is going on here, how everything works. And for me, those 2 guys are like my fathers here.
Bojan has become somewhat of a local celebrity here at UM while taking the NCAA by storm.
Under 16, he was number 2 in Europe at the time. Then he suffered they thought it was tendonitis, but it was actually a stress fracture.
Once Bojan's wrist injury determined that he would have to come to the United States for rehab, many college coaches pried for his services.
He has University of Georgia coach, University of Alabama. Every single D1 college was searching for him.
With his biological family thousands of miles away, Bojan has accepted his teammates as his new family.
I get support from them every day. We practice, we live together basically. My girlfriend is also here. She supports me every day.
At the end of the day, Bojan's life has and will always be about one thing: his love for the game of tennis. Skylar Sands, UMTV Sports Desk.
Fresh off his franchise's 6th Super Bowl, Patriots owner Robert Kraft got wrapped up this week in a different kind of ring, a prostitution ring. Alex Manella is here to give his take on an appropriate punishment for Kraft and even for the Patriots on this week's Manella's Moment.
19 days after the New England Patriots won their 6th Super Bowl ring and were on top of the football world, another scandal hit the organization that is no stranger to NFL and FBI investigations. Longtime owner of the Patriots, Robert Kraft, was arrested on charges of soliciting a prostitute on multiple occasions in Jupiter, Florida. This was mind-blowing news when it broke, and it continues to capture headlines around the league and across the United States. If I were commissioner, I would force Kraft to forfeit ownership of the Patriots. Now, this may seem like an incredibly harsh punishment to some fans, but if it's indeed true and Kraft participated in these illegal and crude actions, he should have the harshest punishment possible. Now, only time will tell what the league will do about the situation, but we need to take a minute to look at the Patriots in general. As I said before, they're no stranger to scandals and cheating incidents. It's time to play everyone's favorite game of Match the Patriot to their scandal. Aaron Hernandez was charged with murder. Julian Edelman was suspended for performance-enhancing drug use. Tom Brady may or may not have deflated footballs to make them easier to throw. Bill Belichick illegally filmed another team's practice to steal their plays, and now Kraft has been added to this list. While some of these crimes are much more serious than the others, it's still ridiculous thinking that a team has had this much off-field drama. It makes the Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown theatrics with the Steelers seem like child's play. We need to ponder the fact that this could indeed be an organizational issue. Could the company culture of the Patriots be win at all costs, even at the expense of morality? Somehow, this organization has weathered these storms and won 6 Super Bowl rings along the way. I guess at the end of the day, the age-old saying is true. Nice guys don't always finish first. That's Manella's moment.
Still to come, a few Miami Hurricane legends are back in competition. They didn't play on a court or a field, but they did take their talents to the alley. We'll have the story after the break.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made this vacation happen.
Double points with every purchase?
Cleverly merging promotions.
Love it.
Cross-referencing travel sites. And booking all your flights with those...
Vouchers. I got us bumped.
They were like, oh. But now they're like... Aloha. You aced this vacation. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
A number of Miami Hurricanes football players are taking the first step to the next level. This weekend, 6 Canes are participating in the NFL Combine in Indianapolis, and the list is full of familiar names for Canes fans. The group is heavy on defense, 5 in fact, compared to only 1 offensive player. Some participants include Gerald Willis, Joe Jackson, and Jaquan Johnson, who represent the Hurricanes' powerful defensive unit. On the offensive side of the ball, running back Travis Homer ran a 4.49 40, and his performance makes him an intriguing option as both a running back and a member of the special teams. Speaking of football, I know you got the opportunity to talk to some Canes legends, but not on the field.
I did. I visited the Sports Hall of Fame Celebrity Bowling Tournament and spoke to them about the event. Take a look. Tucked away on the backside of the University of Miami campus is an effort to record the history of athletics at the U, the Sports Hall of Fame.
And basically we highlight the accomplishments and championships of some of the best athletes that the University of Miami's ever seen.
The building is bursting with Hurricane history, with items both familiar and alien to even the biggest Miami fan. As a nonprofit, the Hall of Fame works with the Department of Athletics throughout the year to keep itself funded.
We do the bowling tournament, a golf tournament, a fishing tournament, and then our banquet. We just kind of go from one event to the next and having fun and raising money for the Hall of Fame. And
while members of the Sports Hall of Fame are no strangers to tough tournaments, this bowl game might be a little different.
We always kind of joke that it's a party with a little bit of bowling on the side.
The Celebrity Bowling Tournament gives fans a chance to rub elbows with Hall of Fame Hurricanes, including the host of it all, Benny Blades.
Anything I could do to help the University of Miami, I do. You know, whether it be golf, bowling, fishing, doesn't matter. I do whatever it takes, you know, to help them out.
And part of the appeal of events? Catching up with old friends and meeting new, all in a comfortable setting.
Because you see coaches you haven't seen in a dozen years. You see guys that you played with you haven't seen. And so it's always great to come back and just see them, that camaraderie, because we all love and we care about the University of Miami.
But at the end of the day, with a bunch of Hall of Famers in one room, everything becomes a competition.
You know, so one All-American going against another All-American. It's bragging rights for me.
For UMTV, I am Grace Smith. Johnny Manziel has been booted from a professional football league. No, it's not Groundhog Day. Johnny Football has been released from the Canadian Football League, and it raises the question, what's next? On this week's edition of Head to Head, our crew discusses Manziel's future.
Hello and welcome to Head to Head, where we get heated about the hottest topics in the world of sports. I'm Skylar Sands, here with Justin Heyer, and today we're talking about Johnny Football. Johnny Manziel's recently been released from the Montreal Alouettes. What's next for him?
All right, well, for me, first thing you look at obviously is his checkered past, but now you look at the AAF, this newly formed league, and it is a tailor fit for Johnny Manziel. They're looking for characters, they're looking for guys with charisma, guys who can make plays outside the pocket. I think he fits perfectly in this league. He thrived in college of fast-paced football, and
again,
that's
what this is. That's a good point that he does have the talent. Again, he was an amazing, amazing, amazing college player. But he's proven, not just in the NFL, but in the CFL, that he is not a professional athlete. He doesn't practice, he doesn't try, and most importantly, he doesn't care.
If he didn't try, he wouldn't be going back to the CFL. He wouldn't be trying to get back to the NFL. Yes, he made a ton of mistakes, but so do so many NFL players. Come on, like, he has shown that he wants to be
money.
back. He wants to be back in football. Maybe,
he wants a check.
But he's showing that he's willing to put in the work.
All right.
All right, well, you know what? Okay, let's move on to our next question, which is, if he maybe does get to the AAF, is there ever a shot he can get back to the NFL?
Again, so I don't doubt that he can make it to the AAF. Like I said, he wants a check, he wants money, it's free money, it's there. It's a great opportunity. But again, he's not a professional football player.
Have you been watching the AAF? It's full of cast-offs who are now rebuilding themselves. Trent Richardson, Garrett Gilbert, these guys are lighting it up, and NFL teams, they're going to see them having success, and they're going to want them to come to the NFL.
Johnny Manziel, years at the professional level. Johnny Manziel played what? Played not even 3 games and crashed out.
No, come on. He played 2 years with the Browns, and now he wants a shot to get back in. If he builds himself back up at the AAF, he can make it happen.
All right. Well, unfortunately, that's all the time we have left for today. Back to you guys at the desk.
Ready to get some goosebumps? Our play of the day will have anyone from South Florida shaking, as Miami's most legendary athlete had the American Airlines Arena partying like it's 2006. Wednesday night in the 305, Heat down by 2, final seconds against Golden State. Dion Waiters to Dwayne Wade, top of the key, pump fakes KD, gets it off, and it's in! Dwayne Wade with his 5th career buzzer beater, running around the arena like he owns the place. But let's be honest, he does. One more time, somehow Wade keeps this ball in his hands with Kevin Durant jumping right over him, and look how smooth. Off the back leg, hard to believe this can even go in, but it does. And now let's hear the call from Heat broadcaster Eric Reed.
Seconds left. Waiters back to Dwayne. Shoots. No, he couldn't get it off. Now fires it up. Bank it in. It counts. It counts. The Heat win the game.
D. Wade, possibly for the last time, says, "This is my house." The legend of Dwayne Wade will live on forever in Miami, but this is the defining moment from his last dance.
This weekend, multiple teams will work hard for a victory, but these athletes enjoy every second of the grind. The Iditarod dog sled race kicks off this weekend in Anchorage, Alaska, and features the sport's cutest athletes. The race covers more than 900 miles and stretches from Anchorage to Nome, Alaska. The teams are made up of 15 dogs and one very cold musher, and it is normally completed in 8 to 19 days. Teams endure blizzards, deep snow, and Alaskan wildlife during the race. The Iditarod is seen as the pinnacle dog sled race in the world and will run for the 46th time tomorrow morning. I'll tell you what, Simon, I'm ready to get on a plane, go to Alaska, and meet up those sled dogs right now.
Me, myself, I'm happy to be in Miami. We've got the palm trees. No snow really around here, but Marklight milkshakes. Actually, the Canes are winning 4-1 right now over UMBC at Marklight Field. I'm going to go catch that right after this. How about you, Grace? You want to join me?
You know, as appealing as the Alaska snow sounded as a cool down in this Miami heat, I think the milkshakes sound even better.
Right?
So I'd have to head over to the lake too. That's all we have for tonight. Thanks for watching Sports Desk.
We'll see you next week.